Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is Carrie Irizarry with Armored in Truth, and I'm just hopping on here to give you an update with diet and devotional. So right now I'm in my she shed. This is a place that I can come and get some quiet. I have some projects that I'm working on. It's kind of a mess right now, but in the back you see some paints. I do like to do acrylic painting. One of these days I'm going to do a video for you of that. Very relaxing and just good to be productive in that way. So anyways, I wanted to hop on here, and many of my videos have been about diet because I'm trying to change the way I've been eating, all my life. I've been trying to be more disciplined. I've been trying to have more structure. And, being 57 and coming to that realization, it's not easy, but it's something that I'm going to keep doing and keep striving for. And I just wanted to share a scripture with you in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. Paul says, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." So basically what he's saying here is, I need to practice what I preach. Otherwise, I'm no good, and people aren't going to listen to me, and I become a bad testimony. And that's my desire, to practice what I preach. I don't preach, but, to practice what I teach, to practice, living a life that honors the Lord in what I do and say. And for me, right now, it's the eating habits. I've had bad eating habits all my life. It's what we at our age, my age, has been raised with. And, we have been taught from very young that the carbs and the sugars and, it doesn't matter, just eat it, it's fine. And then you get to a certain age and you start having aches and pains and a lot of health issues, and then you start doing research, and then you find out, no, it's not okay. But even though I've had bad habits all my life, and I can, by the grace of God, change those things. Some people say, well, if you just speak it, if you just think it, it will help you. And I do agree to that as an extent, because how we think does help us with what we do or don't do. A lot of times if we say, well, I don't want to eat, healthy, I want that hamburger, I want that pizza, I want that candy, okay, that's not going to help you to eat better. But if you're in your mind saying, well, I want the bad stuff, but you say, Lord, that's not good for me, and I want you to help me. So our thoughts do determine our actions, but being a Christian, we need to learn to call upon Him, to ask Him to help us, to ask Him to lead us. And anybody who's watching this video has seen my previous videos. That's one thing that I've been learning to do more and more, is just calling upon Him, asking Him, and He is helping me a great deal. And I had it backwards for so long, thinking that if I started to exercise, if I started to just try to be more productive, then I'll lose weight, I'll feel better. But actually, it starts with your diet. That's what I've done different this time, is instead of focusing on exercise and being more productive and doing this or doing that, all I've been doing is focusing on my diet. And because my diet's been better, I feel like exercising. I feel like moving more. I feel like doing those chores around the house that once were just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow you say, oh, I just do it tomorrow. And then it just piles on. But really, and you've heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, thinking you'll get different results, but you don't. And you can't out eat or out exercise a bad diet, right? And that's what I was trying to do for years and years and years. I joined a gym. Yes, I felt better, gained a little bit of muscle, but overall, since my diet didn't change, I really wasn't motivated. I still wasn't feeling well. So, because I've been changing my diet, I do feel more motivated to do the right things. And there's a scripture in James that says, "For him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, for him it is sin." And so if I know that eating better is good for me, if eating better is going to motivate me to do the right things, then I should eat better. Now, that doesn't just automatically take away the struggle. That doesn't automatically take away the temptations, right? And that's what we have to deal with. Even as a child of God, as a Christian, these things, the habitual way that we've been living, it doesn't change overnight. But I do know that doing things God's way, it turns out a lot better. And He is there to help you and give you strength. So if you're struggling with temptation, first of all, that's normal. Second of all, if we submit ourselves to God, okay, in obedience to Him, and do the things that He wants us to do the things that are better for us, Satan will have no hold on us anymore. The enemy cannot hold us down when we are doing the right things and when we are obeying God. And anybody who's watching this video, ladies, men alike, that's where I am right now. And I struggle with that, but I'm also learning at the same time, hey, this is what I want. This is, because I feel better when I eat better, and I feel better because, eating better motivates us to do the right things because we feel better. So it starts with what we put in, right? I don't want to be somebody that's going to keep talking about doing what is right and not doing it. There's still a couple struggles that, I have as far as dietary, that I'm still trying to, knock it out. And it's better, but it has to be more than better. It has to be, okay, I need to be done with this. But I'm not going to give up. And if I fall, the Lord's there to help me and to forgive me. And not saying we do it on purpose, but we struggle with some things, right? So I hope this has been an encouragement to you. I know just weekly, day by day, I'm seeing a little bit more. I'm learning a little bit more, clinging to His Word a little bit more. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hope it's been an encouragement to you. Please like and subscribe if it has been. And let's get the word out that we as Christians need to do a better job of taking care of the body that God has given to us. And we do that by number one of the diet. All right, you all have a great day, and I'll see you next week.